So we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Funnels and Follow-Up. The first thing I put down in the little banner, guys, thank you for being patient with me. I'm trying all new things. Eventually, I'll figure out how to bring a guest in and not start it up with the guest and do the introductions and everything. But I love having Jill here. I love having my guests here to do the introduction. The first banner I wanted to put up was createmyavatar.com. Remember, you can always click on that, figure out who the heck your ideal high-paying client is. You know, anyone and everyone with skin, that's your ideal high-paying client. And then when you figure that out, you're going to talk to Jill. No, wait, that way. Everything is backwards on. You're going to talk to Jill. Jill Lublin has been a public relations guru for the last 24 years. Yes, that's right, boys and girls. She started when she was just 5 years old in public relations. I've had the pleasure of chatting with her, working with her, looking forward to working some more. I'm reading one of her books, which is Guerrilla Publicity. It's right back there. I'm reading Guerrilla Publicity. It is a wonderful, fabulous book. Gives you a lot of great ideas among her other wonderful, fabulous books. That is part of PR, by the way. Everything that's going on behind her, she is promoting exactly what she's doing. And you too will learn how to promote exactly what you are doing and what's going on in your life. So, Jill, welcome to Funnels and Follow-Up.
Oh, I'm so delighted to be here. Thank you for having me, Catherine.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So, first question everybody asks, because everybody thinks they know what it is. New chair, I got to get comfortable. Everybody thinks they know what it is. What is public relations?
Well, here's the deal. You're all doing it, whether you know it or not. Public relations happens from the minute you walk into a Zoom room, out your door. It's always happening. So it's consisting of your message. It's encapsulating who you are in the marketplace, and it's activities that build credibility, more visibility, get you more clients, and create more ongoing recognition factor and trust. PR equals trust. And most importantly, it's going to get you the prospects and the clients that you deserve.
Trust is huge. It is such a cyber stalking world that we live in, and it's not just for online dating. It's cyber stalking is for everything. I want to work with you, Jill. I've never met you before. I met you briefly at an event. I met you briefly at networktogether.net. Yes, Robert and Sean, I just free publicized you. You're welcome. I met you someplace, but I need to know more about you. I need to find out, and I'm going to go online so that I can start to establish trust. And you're going to put out a message. What is the message? What you feel so strongly about the message? What is it?
I do. The message is everything. And if I had a platform to stand on, the thing they call the soapbox, which I still don't actually know what that is, but that's okay. Maybe somebody will tell me out there. The point is that your message is what matters. Your message is what brings people to you, has them get connected to you. Your message is what drives your business, your products, your sales, your connections. And what's key is that your message has to be a problem solution formula that actually connects. I'll tell you, Catherine, that one of the things maybe people don't know about me is I actually help people get real book deals without a word written. So right before this interview, I was actually on with a major publishing house. And one of the things she said, I swear, I just thought this was so funny and so underlined what I'm always talking about. She said, so what problem does this book solve? Is the problem solution clearly defined? And I'm like, did you take my publicity course or what? Because here she is, an editor with a major publishing house, and that's what she wants to know. And this is the thing I'm always harping on. If I had to harp on something, this is it. And that is your problem solution is key. You must speak it, understand your message, and speak your message so that you don't even have to think about it. That's the super thing, Catherine, is that it gives you, let me just say, it gives you the opportunity to speak anytime, anywhere, no matter what. And you're confident. And that's what matters.
So you got to know your message out
Gotta
there.
know your message.
How do you know your message? You got to know your audience, because you cannot, say and spray. You can't, just try and say something that's going to hit everyone. Not everyone likes everything. No way, no how. Not everyone is your client. Even if everyone does have skin and you sell skincare, doesn't matter. Not everyone is your client. So the bottom line is, you have to know who your client is. That's why I had the little, createmyavatar.com up there. You've got to know what your message is, and you have to know it so well. It can't be this concept. So many of us have this, I know who I serve. Well, tell me, who do you serve? Well, I know it, like I know it when I see it. Yeah, that's great for art. Like if you want to buy painting that you like, you'll know it when you see it, but it's not great for customer service. So,
I love that. That's great for art. That's so funny. And that's memorable because, what you're doing is so important to help people create their avatar, to know who they're selling to. And then here's the other truth is the publicity is so complementary that because frankly, you're always promoting, right? When you are selling to your customer, you're needing to promote yourself. You're needing to identify media. By being in media, you automatically draw customers in. You attract customers and avatars. That's a beautiful thing. You have to work a lot less hard when you actually get more publicity and when you're clear about your avatar. Both work so well together.
So what's your secret formula for creating a great media script? Tell us, come on, tell us.
Okay, but I won't kill you if I tell you, right?
That's the other half. So please don't hurt my audience.
I will definitely not hurt anyone, because what I love is telling the secret. Why? Because I want to empower people to actually get it done right and to understand how to do publicity the right way. And so one of my secret formulas for doing publicity the right way and speaking yourself in a manner that's consistent and persistent, you hear those two words, consistent and persistent, that's what you must be. That's what your message must be. So here's the formula. You ready? I feel like we need a drum roll or something, but a drum roll. Boom, 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 boom. Let's have a virtual drum roll. The point is, we got to get some of those cool sound effects in all these Zoom rooms. That'd be fun.
I have to find them.
That's right. Anyway, the point is that the fabulous formula is to create, and take some notes here. Here's what it is. The problem today is, and then fill in the blank. But don't fill in the blank with here's what I do, here's what I do, here's what I do. We don't care. What your avatar cares about is what's in it for them. So the next part of that formula is to give solutions. And I like 3. Give 3 solutions for what people can do to, well, you fill in the blank, right? So my health coach would say, here are the 3 most powerful things you can do to keep healthy and keep your immune system up, which of course in today's world we must do, right? Absolutely. And, I've got people going out in these wild times who've completely shifted their message and become possibly a person who solves new problems in the marketplace. So always I'm big on I like to call it everything you've got. But over to the problem solution, I want to remind you, as I was talking to this major publisher, pitching her people who, by the way, none of these people have a word written, but they got a great idea and they've got a good business, right? And they just know in their heart they're supposed to write a book. And she's like, okay, great. What problem do they solve? Is the solution clearly identified? That's what she wants to know. Guess what? That's what the media wants to know too. What's the problem? How are you the solution? As the expert who is listening right now, who is watching this right now, what are you an expert in? And what's the problem today? And then I want you to give 3 solutions, simple solutions. And here's the thing I want to share with people. Please keep them simple. Please speak in 5-year-old language, right? Narrow? Are you showing me narrow?
Short and sweet. I have a short packet up here. Short and sweet.
Yes, thank you. Short and sweet and simple language. Because, here's what I notice, Catherine, is people are so smart and know what they know that they forget that other people don't know what they know. So, and, people don't care about process. Like one of my clients recently, she said, "Oh, you're going to listen to my 6 CD system." And I'm like, don't even tell them how many. They don't care. They just want to know it's information packed, that they're going to get great value, that they're going to understand how to, from beginning to end, and then be able to implement it quickly, right? That's what you want to communicate to people, is the value of what you bring. That's what's powerful.
And the solutions. Here are the solutions. And
exactly.
That's so important. And too often you know what, I'm sorry, I find that I do it too. And I've got to catch myself. There is terminology. Each one of us, in whatever industry we're in, there is terminology, and the clients that we are helping, they don't know our terminology, so don't use it. It'll scare them sometimes. Just 5-year-old language, 6-year-old language, as Jill, put it.
And you know what, Catherine? Here's the other thing. Not only do they not care about your terminology, they don't want to know.
No,
they don't want to know.
Like just bippity boppity boo.
Exactly. They want solutions. They want the impact. They want to move on. They need to be helped. This is your clients, right? That's what they care about.
That's all they care about. So there's an ooh-ah factor that I've heard you speak about on numerous occasions. What exactly is that ooh-ah factor?
Oh, I love the ooh-ah factor. And what it is what is it about you that makes you unique? That could put you in a different media category. Let me just say that. That might be part of your story that maybe you haven't told anyone before, or that becomes relevant because the times demand it so. For instance, I have a woman, she's a coach. She's a life coach. And you know what? We stopped every media piece we were doing because she's also Black. And when Black Lives Matter came out and George Floyd was murdered, by golly, I said to her, this is your moment. You're going to be talking about being a strong Black woman in America. And what's that like? That's, in her case, her ooh-ah factor. Because it makes her unique. It makes her, I like to call it, use everything you've got, right? And so it's an opportunity for you to look at not only the times, what's happening, what could you be using? Everything you've got, right? What could you be talking about that maybe you haven't talked about before because of the times, because of COVID-19? I have a woman, she's a naturopath. And also my chiropractor's doing this, meaning the woman I represent who's a chiropractor, the gentleman I work with who's a health coach, all of them, I've said, you know what? What do we need to do to keep our immune system up? What can we do to sleep better? What can we do to deal with stress? The relationship expert that I help support in Publicity, we have her being the quarantine Cupid. and then a major Fox radio show picked her up, and they said, you know what, we need you to talk about how do you have relationships with your kids? Okay. Or, you see where I'm going? So what makes you unique? The business consultant I'm working with, she is talking now. We were on a session together. She goes, Jill, I have to tell you, I got a big problem. I'm like, what? She goes, well, I got this kid and he needs to learn math. I'm a business consultant. I don't know math. I'm like, that's a great story, because you know what? You're not alone. So many parents all of a sudden are homeschooling. They have no idea what to do. They don't know how to homeschool their kids. It's a whole new problem we're all facing, right? And that's what you're going to talk about. Forget the other stories. So you got to be flexible. You got to be in motion. You got to, shall I say, respond to what's happening in the moment. And in the moment might be the perfect place where you can talk about whatever you're an expert in, or you can, shall we say, switch around and talk about what works in the media. So can I just share with you?
Because I was going to ask you, like, okay, so if I'm talking about, this thing that happened to me, or I'm talking about, I don't know how to teach my kid math, how do I relate it then to being a business coach? How do I relate it to being a chiropractor, or, whatever it is that I do? Tell us.
Well, here's the thing. The media, always bring you back. Well, how do they do that? Not only are they introducing you in the first place, they also bring at the end, they bring you back to go to her website, like that, right? So here's a great example. I have been on 7, maybe 8 actual major radio shows in Cincinnati and Houston and Louisville, Kentucky, in all kinds of parts of particularly the United States, because Aunt Jemima is changing their brand, and Uncle Ben's is changing their brand, and the Dixie Chop Chicks drop Dixie out of their name, and so on and so forth. All this stuff is happening, right?
Okay.
And so as a publicity expert, I am speaking about these branding issues. Now, can I tell you, Catherine, I'm not a branding expert, but I do understand how branding and publicity tie together, how, everything you do is publicity. And so I can speak to these issues. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you. Every interview I've had, they go, we're on with master publicity expert Jill Lublin. And then at the end, they say, hey, thank you, Jill. We want to share with you her website, and here it is. And they drive them all back to jilllublin.com or publicitycrashcourse.com or different, those two that I'm promoting. That's it. And we're done. And we had a great interview, right? Yeah. And so here's what I want to share with your viewers is that the good news is that most of you can sound intelligent and smart, because I know you are, about your subject. And to know that most of these media interviews that I'm doing, these are 50,000 watt major radio stations, are, 7 to 10 minute interviews. That's it. Done. You can sound smart for 7 to 10 minutes, know what you're talking about, do a Google search, look up to see what others are saying, and then do your best. And your best is great.
Right. Don't go on, don't go off topic. And you have people like Jill, specifically Jill at jilllublin.com, who will coach you and teach you how to sound your best and how to get your message out there. Because, let's go back to the beginning of this interview. It's all about your message. What is your message? And before that, you know who you're sending your message to, so you know what your message is, so that you can create these great scripts, create these great opportunities for the media. You sound intelligent. You do it in 7 to 10 minutes. They publicize you, and now people know, like, and trust you. People say, wait a minute, you've got something to say. You know your stuff. I need to work with you. It all connects. Everything
Absolutely.
Connects. Please don't ever lose sight. Nothing that you do for your business, and as an extension, nothing that you do personally. And I am the worst culprit of this. My dear late husband used to walk into my office and go, get that off of Facebook now. Because I would type something and he's like, nothing that you do personally does not affect your business. Meaning everything that you write on Facebook, Catherine, affects your business. So it's all one big happy publicity package. It could be good publicity. It could be bad publicity. If you want good publicity, you go to Jill. When I just wanted to ask you a question. When I put out an ad, all right, and I put a coupon in the newspaper for those who still have it, but you've got those online coupons. I can take the coupon in and I go, check, check, check. I know what my return on investment is. Tell me about the ROI in publicity. How do I know?
I love the ROI in publicity. And here's the thing, Catherine, there's the tangible, very specific. I can tell you a financial planner I worked with, one blog he got in, his web stats went up by 37%. That's tangible, right? Now, this is a guy who, by the way, didn't have any prospects or clients, but he understood the power of publicity to drive his business up. So he went for it, right? And 37% increase in web visits is phenomenal. Then I'll tell you about an instructional designer who, by the way, I didn't even know what instructional design was when he came to me. I do now. We shifted his message to use his factor, his story that would make a much more interesting story and get the media to say yes to him. let me share with you that by using everything he's got, remember that,
Right?
he's Asian American. We got him into the Chinese Times. We translated articles, and one article resulted in $7,000 worth of business. By the way, that one article was just one of many. Also, he appeared in Entrepreneur magazine. Picture this. What would happen with your business being an Entrepreneur magazine? He appeared in the front page of the San Francisco Business Times. All right. Imagine for you what your business, all the incoming
Yeah.
prospects, right? And this went on and on and on. But I'm telling you, one article, $7,000 plus Entrepreneur, SF Business Times, and many other publications that we could name. And then there's for instance, a little bit more intangible. I call them Atta Girl. I'm patting my shoulders. Whoop, there we go. Atta Girls, right? That means that when you appear in media, people are watching. And that trust factor goes up. The familiarity factor, I've heard of you somewhere syndrome, goes up. People recognize your name. They may not remember where exactly they saw you or
Mm-hmm.
heard you on a podcast or saw you on a show like this, but here's what they will remember: your name. They'll go, I heard of that Catherine Cohn somewhere. They will recognize you,
Yep.
and your visibility goes up. And that's important, meaning your name needs to be floating out there and then landing. And the media helps you land, podcasts help you land, Facebook Lives help you land. All of it is media,
Right.
your social media, your message. And so both the tangible and the somewhat, how do we exactly measure what we do measure, and what does keep getting created is that familiarity in the marketplace, the I've heard of you somewhere factor. Like my Minneapolis consultant, she walked into a consulting opportunity. She was one of 3 being interviewed, right? And she walks in. Let's see, she wasn't as expensive as one of the people. She was less experienced than the other, right? And she was kind of somewhere in the middle on both. And immediately when she walked in, the gentleman looked at her and he goes, I Googled you, which, by the way, most people will, right? And he says, I noticed that you were in the Minneapolis Star Tribune and you had a quote in there. Now, by the way, the article wasn't on her, but she, using my system and techniques, got in the Minneapolis Star Tribune. And
Right.
here's what happened. She got the consulting contract, which, by the way, was about $13,000 worth of business for her. She
Nothing.
got well, hello, that's ROI, right?
Right.
She got the yes. You know why? Because immediately he said to her, "Well, you must be good. You've been featured in the Minneapolis Tribune," and he recognized her. So he immediately gave her a boost, credibility, because her name was known. She got picked.
Absolutely.
That's publicity.
That's what it'll do for you. And it's so, audience, please don't think old fashioned. Don't think ad coupon. And most of you who are listening to this, ad coupon doesn't work for you. And there are businesses that it works for. Absolutely. And not a lot. So basically, just be sure that you've got good publicity out there, that you've got somebody out there that is in your corner, that is showing you what to do, how to do it, the name out there with good juju all around it, with good feelings, goodness all around it, not always specifically for what it is that you do, but who it is that you are, because who it is that you are is so essential to what it is that you do. I put this up a couple of times. I'm going to put it up again. Guys, I know it's like a long thing, and I'll put it up in the comments on YouTube, and I'll put it up in the comments on Facebook, and I'll have it here, there, and everywhere. But for right now, it's the big long jilllublin.isrefer.com/go/CCP live/Cohen coaching. What is that, Jill? Why is everybody going to jump on that and click that and go there?
Thank you. Well, let me just say it's an opportunity to really get your publicity done in the right way. I have a virtual publicity course. It's no nonsense, as you can probably tell I am. Get it done. you actually leave with 3 documents done and templates that you can use forever in any project in all of your business. So I've been teaching this publicity course virtually. It's really fun. It's live and interactive with me in an intimate environment, meaning not a lot of people. And we are rolling up our sleeves and getting your publicity done so that you can say yes to the media, get a message that's powerful, and have the right way for the media to be interacting with you, and the right way that you can prospect, network, and get your message out simply, effectively, and easily. So here's the super cool thing. And Catherine, you know that I've been promoting this course at a much higher investment. But because, frankly, of the pandemic, what I've done is made this so accessible and such an easy yes, and have actually shifted my pricing, and the investment in it now is only $197. To actually get your publicity done, be with me virtually, be with me live, and online. We're going to rock your message, your medium, so that you're getting out in the public in a way that's the right way and systematic and simple. So come on with me and let me help you get your name out there and get more prospects and get more clients, because it will work. Publicity is incredibly powerful.
We're working with a group.
Small group,
and you. We're not viewing a small group that you worked with. We
Nope.
are in
live.
We are in a small group with you. Jill, if you were one of my clients, of course, you know I would tell you, like, are you kidding me? Raise that friggin' price. You know that. You know me. I'd be like, are you kidding? Please, please, please. I'm going to make sure that I have this all over the place. Promote the living heck out of it, because this is ridiculous. When we're evergreen, you know, the podcast has got to be evergreen and everything. If we go there, you'll always say when the next course is going to happen.
Absolutely. It'll always be updated. It's a lot of fun. And Catherine, you know that this course is probably actually 10 times the price it is now. And this is my dedication and devotion to all of you, is let's get you in an affordable way, getting your publicity out there.
Because here's my 2 cents on this. The COVID-19 thing is not going to go away. And if you're watching this broadcast and you go, oh, that COVID-19 was 5 years ago. Oh, that COVID-19 was, 2 years ago, whatever it was, the world changed. The world is changing now. We're in the middle of it. The world, think back before it, if you're looking at this a year, 2 years, 10 years from now, from when we're recording this, the world changed. You know the world changed. So you know that there's other changes that happen in the world. And you know that you constantly have to keep up with that with your business. So whenever you do this, you have to be able to be relevant to what is going on in the world right this minute, right this very, very minute. And I'm going to ask you one last thing. Can you share with us? No, two resources for people to use for PR.
Absolutely happy to. The first one is HARO, Help a Reporter Out. Free service, gets you great media that needs you right now, and gives you literally tons of actual media that's looking for you. So I would highly recommend using HARO. And then if you want to write a short article and get that out there, I want you to go to goarticles.com. It's a great place to publish free articles and also keep your name out there. So those are 2 really great resources. Those of you I'm going to see in the publicity course, you'll have a lot more. And let's load you up with fabulous ways that you can get your name out there, simple and easy. That's my specialty, and I'm looking forward to supporting you.
Well, Jill, always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to work with you, talk to you. That's your HARO. I use HARO all the time. Never heard of Go Articles, but now that I have, I'm going to be using them. It was a pleasure to speak to you. Always lovely to see you. I look forward to potentially getting in on your class too. So everybody out there, make sure you look at the comments section, get with Jill, get in on the class, and get your publicity out there. The world is changing. The world has changed. There's something about you that is interesting. Each and every one of you, and it relates to what you do and how you do it. Let Jill help you shine. And with that, everyone, as you know, every Monday we are here at 2 p.m. Arizona time. And you can catch us on Facebook Live. You can catch us on YouTube Live. And we're always on YouTube at Cohen Coaching. And on all your favorite podcast players, please look for Cohen Coaching, because what I want to do is I want to help you do business better. And with that, Jill, mwah, so good to see you.
Thank
Bye.
you, Catherine.